students of magic, masters of spells.
Forgive the intrusion, Your Grace. I am Sergeant Brom, Melsenshire Command. I have been sent to fetch you. Your presence has been requested by the Scholia Arcana. They mean to speak with you immediately. They said it was urgent. I didn't want to bother you, but... well, I've got my orders. Mages always have their reasons. I'm just the messenger. The old Fate Weaver? He's not in the city. He's been sent elsewhere on a mission. I don't know anything beyond that, but I have a feeling the Scholia Arcana will. I know what you did. We all do. And we're grateful. So many dead. This truly is an honor. Not my place to say, Your Grace. You'll have to take it up with the Viator. Come along.
Good evening.
It's not far to the Scholia Arcana grounds.
Hello.
So, all the stories are true. I didn't dare believe it. You have done all of Amalur a great service, Fateless One, and I wish my coming here was under different circumstances. But the reality is that we face a new threat, one born of our recent victories. I am Ambith, a fellow Fate Weaver and citizen of Amalur. One who, I might add, is in your debt. It's that very attitude, that very disregard for nature, that has put us in this position, Fateless One. The gnome must have forgotten your humility when he dragged you back into this world. I am Lord Ambith, leader of the Order of Fate Weavers. I have watched you from a distance with both dread and fascination. Tragically, your greatest feats, the defeat of Tirnoch and the restoration of Melsenshire, have come at great cost. After taking so much damage, the tapestry of fate itself has begun to unravel. And now the whole of Amalur threatens to come undone. That is why I have summoned you. The Order has heard disturbing reports from the west, from the region of Mithros. Niskaru sightings. The gathering of a secret brotherhood. There is even talk of a new god rising. As if we needed another one. Your ability to control the threads of fate has begun a process that will end in destruction. Unless it is reversed. The Fate Weaver, Agarth Ulfric, was sent ahead to gather information, but he will need your help. You must go to Mithros. You must learn the truth, and you must save us all from a fate worse than death. That remains unclear, but the rumors are troubling. The name Telogris has been whispered in more than one instance. Telogris, god of chaos. Surely this is a mistake, but we must learn all we can. The old warrior has a long history with the mountain dwellers. They trust him. Most importantly, he was once an ally of the master weaponsmith Scald Atlas. She will be crucial to your mission. Yes, we did not believe it possible. Sadly, many things that were believed to be impossible have come to pass. There is not much time. If only that were true. We must proceed regardless. The cliff pass into Mithras has only recently reopened, and you will need to secure a permit to enter. Secrecy will be to your advantage, which is why we advise you not to reveal your true identity. Try not to attract attention, for once. Follow the settlers west, and learn what you can about the forces gathering there. Find Agarth if you can. It is true, I cannot see your fate, but I choose to place my faith in people not in their destined paths. May you make good choices. Not all Fate Weavers align themselves with the Order, and those in service of our enemies will know what we plan to do. You will be expected. Anonymity may be your greatest weapon. Mithras is a dangerous territory, plagued by bandits and rock slides. The Alpha Army has tried to staunch the flow of refugees by requiring permission to enter. Those who cross into the mountains do so at their own peril. Perhaps this is your chance to prove me wrong. Goodbye.
Amalur is always changing, and as every ballad ends, another one begins. A new thread in the tapestry of fate. This is one such story. It is the story of a young apprentice, his doting master, and a god who sought to reforge our world in chaos. In the snows of Mithras, a hero will be all that stands between order and ruin. For sometimes, fate is a burden, from which you are freed, or to which you are sworn. And sometimes, not even fate can keep the monsters at bay.
Hello there. It is good to see you, Archsage. Quite a stranger, Kadok-Reen. Never really got to know too much about him, beyond the fact that he was gifted in the arts of sagecrafting. For decades, I have studied the horrors unleashed upon the world by Sedanis and her Dark Empyrean. In slaying her, you have saved us all. Archsage, the entirety of the Scholia Arcana is forever in your debt. You're always welcome.
Archsage!
The city watch never rests.
city watch.
Curios, talismans, items of power.
No, can't be. I stand in the presence of greatness. If only my friends could see this. You're famous. They're making dolls of you. Did you know that? For the kiddies, I mean. Well, I have a few, just for me. Not in a strange way or anything. 5 years, right here. Didn't lift a sword. Didn't so much as raise my voice. Not much to write home about, I'm afraid. I made up plenty, though. Really juicy stuff. Now that I think of it, that may end up being a problem. Whole caravans of people heading into the mountains. I'm a little jealous, actually. All those new opportunities. Got something called snow out there. All white, cold, like water, but crunchier. It's wild! War's over. Most of us volunteers will be discharged to go home and help with the reconstruction. There's plenty to do, which means I'll need to figure out new ways to avoid work. Ah, the call of the West. Cold out there. You'll want to pack something warm. I've thought about going west myself. I hear it's a new frontier out there. Open land. Nobody telling you what to do, whom to fight. Most of us could use a fresh start after all this fighting. I'd love to see the mountains. Maybe search for the lost city of Groundhold. Well, here you go. 1 Mithros permit. Now don't go selling that on the black market. Honestly, don't. I'll get sacked. It's been changing. Ever since the Tuatha fell, weapon masters think it's only a matter of time before it loses its magic altogether. Too bad it couldn't have happened sooner, like 10 years ago. Be good.
Siegebreaker is an honor.
Hello, Private Sterling. Alpha Army, Mountain Brigade. State your business. My sister fought under General Tolera on the Day of the Pale Swans. She died alone in Cluracon. The day after we received Bindi's death notice, I made the journey to Didenhill and enlisted. That was 10 years ago. They're a peaceful crowd, for the most part, stick to themselves. I've seen rowdier priests. It's the followers of Telogris that worry me. They look like the others, farmers, craftsmen, veterans, but they have a hunger, like men on the brink of starvation. They seek something in those mountains, some purpose, after all the madness. Whoever this Telogris turns out to be, I hope he wields his power carefully. The old Fate Weaver, he came through here not long ago. You might catch up to him, if you don't run into trouble. Try the tent camp, Revival, or Gale Crossing. That's a village a few miles past the Gap. They don't see a whole lot of new faces since the closure of Sativa Road. They notice strangers. For generations, merchants moved spices and magical regions through the mountains along a single route. It's the only link between Alferia and the Almir Valley within 1,000 miles. A terrible avalanche buried the entrance just before the war. We've been working for years to clear it out. They say he's building a safe haven for those who wish to begin again, away from the strife, misery, and hardship of the world. Why would such a person name himself after the god of chaos? Well, you've come to the right place. Do you have the proper paperwork? Ah, that's it. Thank you very much. Let's take a look. Everything seems to be in order. You certainly pack light for a settler, not like the rest of these poor souls. You'll be fine so long as you have a weapon. One last thing. I'll need a name for the border records. Refugees, migrants, settlers. We've got a mix of everything, but they've all got one thing in common: hope. I hear a lot, and folks are saying there's opportunity for a new start in Mithros, somewhere out in those mountains. I might even head out west when I'm done with my service. Start over. Where do I start? First of all, you've got plenty of wild beasties lurking in the cliffs. Wolves, cliff barghests, you name it. And we've seen a noticeable rise in Niskaru sightings, if you can believe that. Maybe it's everything going on out east, or something new, but you can't take a stroll without stumbling over a chaos monster. All right, go on. I'll put you down as unknown. No need to waste my time.
Don't steal my spot.
Stay out.
Welcome to the West Road. Mithros,
Have you seen Rima? Have you seen Effie Cruikshank around? She said she needed me for something. Have you seen Effie Cruikshank around? She said she needed me for my heart aches for eyes of gold.
items from all over Amalur. It's not for everyone, but there are no better sights in all of Amalur. And the clear mountain breezes do wonders. It's not what it used to be, but the trade is good. Vagabond is the man.
Need something?
The West Road is a mess. Welcome to hell.
Hello there.
Like this snow?
you doing back already? I ordered every Oathblade to search for corpses along the ridge. We've been finding pieces as far as the plateau. Do you want to be stripped of your stipend and sent packing? If not, you'd better quit with the shirking and rejoin your troop. The settlers from last night, you know the ones, disappeared after dark, found strewn across the cliffs this morning. Not exactly what you want to wake up to, am I right? Oh, so you think you're special, do you? I ought to... Wait a minute. You're not one of my regulars. Oh, Mitharu's beard, I apologize. I got a bit overzealous, I'm afraid. Things have been a bit tense in the camp, what with those damned Mitharans keeping their gates locked tight. These settlers have been holed up out here for weeks, scared, restless. And then the attacks started. The Niskaru frenzies. It started as a single tent, and now it's a city unto itself. They call it revival because the people here are hoping for a new start. Most are settlers hoping to find a new life beyond the gates. Others are veterans of the war, broken souls looking for a bit of peace. They hired our Oathblades to keep them safe. Let's just say it was a much bigger job than we anticipated. My teachers always said they were a myth, ancestors of the All-Main. But they're no myth. They live right here in these mountains, tucked away like a cat in a drawer. They don't take too kindly to outsiders, though. Closed the gates to their city as soon as they saw us coming. Well, that's what we called them anyway. Whole packs of the things, agitated in a kind of bloodlust we've never seen before. It's all the chaos magic in the air. Some fool in the city thinks he's Telogris, and he's been working his followers into a froth. Telogris, the Chaos King? God of unrest? Lord of entropy? Please. What we need is less of the chaos spectacle and more hands hunting these Niskaru. That's how we make camp safe again. Who, that nutbat calling himself Telogris? Oh, sure. He saws past on his fancy lizard every few days, checks things out. He and his little cult spend most of their time behind the city walls plotting. Agarth? No. Can't say that I know that name. Of course, we get hundreds of settlers and travelers through here now that the path's been cleared. Fancy yourself a Niskaru hunter, do you? Well, I won't turn you down. I can even offer you a bit of gold for your trouble. If you survive. I was just readying a mission into the caves. The Freehold's a favorite den of the Niskaru. It's up the cliffs a ways. You can tag along if you like, but try not to get in my way. Hello there. Move along, no need to stop. You're mine. Preordained all the way up here. I don't understand, and I don't like it. Something strange about all this. Do you recognize those markings? Chaos worshippers. We should take a look around. I don't need a book to tell me what's going on. The Preordained are using chaos magic to summon Niskaru. We need to search the Freehold for any more of those cultists, and oust them. Blimey, Thorough, where did that come from? Damn Niskaru! Find the rift and close it. Hurry! Well done. Hopefully that'll keep that at bay. At least for a while. Looks like you have to slay all the Niskaru before trying to close those rifts. Move fast or risk getting overrun. I've got a bad feeling that the Preordained have gotten into the Freehold somehow, even with the guards. Come on! Certainly short-handed before you arrived. Certainly short-handed before you arrived.
Come, it's over.
That's close. close. Keep an eye open for rifts. You should see them when you're close. Scarrow will keep coming until we close the rift. What did you say your name was again? I've never seen fighting like that. And I've seen my fair share. 20 years in the Warsworn, but nothing even comes close. I'd have been a goner if not for you. This place, it's not just a ruin. Not anymore. It's been corrupted by something darker. This isn't just about Niskaru. I recognize some of these bodies. They're settlers who disappeared from camp. And they weren't killed by monsters. These are sacrifices. Chaos magic by the markings. I'd say this was part of some ritual. Perhaps it was used to summon the Niskaru. There have been rumors of a chaos death cult in this region, but I have yet to see any hard proof of it. Until now. Over the last few weeks, alone or in pairs, their people didn't even seem to raise a fuss about it. It looks like they've been made offerings, but to what? To Logris? I don't want to believe it, but this scene suggests something very deliberate. Niskaru don't kill like this. This may be the work of Chaos fanatics, of the followers of Telogris. They'll do anything to seek his favor. Now, take this with some skepticism, but there are stories of a Chaos cult operating in these mountains. Devout disciples of Telogris. They call themselves the Preordained, some reference to their destinies as mercenaries and killers. They have the whole region on edge. I can only guess at what madness leads people down such a path. But the Preordained, and even some of the settlers, believe that fate binds us, traps us. They believe in Telogris' mad dream of destroying destiny, for everyone. They're willing to sacrifice a small number of people for the greater good, to weaken the web holding us all together. It's all a bit grand in scale for a lowly warsworn like me. Yes, you do. From what I've seen, you're the only one with a reasonable chance to stop what's happening. I lied before, and I'm not proud of it. I have seen Agarth the Fate Weaver. He came through camp several days ago. I didn't know if I could trust you. Out here, you never know whom you can trust. If you can get beyond the walls, try the village, Gale Crossing. You'd want to stop there for resupply before heading into the mountains.